All right, Browns fans, I've got something big to talk about today, and trust me, this isn't one of those overhyped storylines or some clickbait rumor. This is real. This is the kind of news that sends a jolt through the entire quarterback. Rumen makes you sit up a little straighter, because breaking out of Cleveland right now is the confirmation that Shedeur Sanders... Yes, that Shedeur Sanders has just been promoted to the first team. He's going to be getting those first team reps once training camp kicks off. And let me just say, it's about time. This is a major step forward for a guy who's been quietly, humbly grinding behind the scenes. And I don't use the word grinding lightly. This isn't just a story about a talented quarterback. This is a story about mindset, about focus, about staying locked in, even when the spotlight is nowhere near you. It's about a player who's taken every second string rep, every overlooked practice, every doubt from analysts and fans, and used it as fuel. And now here we are. Shedeur Sanders is officially making that leap from someone on the radar to someone in serious contention for the top job, so please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Let's rewind for a second, because if we're being honest, not too long ago, Shedeur was seen as the project guy, the developmental piece, and the one who might sit behind Dillon Gabriel or whoever the presumed starter would be. Most people, even die-hard fans, had him penciled in as a third-string developmental guy with maybe a few preseason snaps at best. But clearly, someone forgot to tell Shedeur Sanders that. Because every time this kid stepped on the field, whether it was OTAs, minicamp walkthroughs, or 7-on-7 drills, he treated it like game day. And what's crazy is, people around the team have taken notice. In a big way. We're not just talking about vague compliments or he's improving comments. We're talking about assistant coaches, dudes who've been around this game for over a decade, going out of their way to say things like, "In my 15 years of coaching, I've never seen anything like this. That's not normal." Praise. That's the kind of statement you hear when someone is doing something special. That's the kind of energy that shifts momentum in a locker room. And listen, I've watched every clip, every throw I could get my hands on, and I'm telling you, there's something different about this kid. During minicamp, he wasn't just solid. He stood out. He showed leadership that felt beyond his years. He carried himself with this calm, commanding presence that you usually don't see in young quarterbacks, especially not ones who are still technically fighting. For a depth chart spot, his throws were sharp. I mean, real sharp. Executing plays in stride, executing plays with precision. You could tell he had the system down. He knew what he was looking at. He was reading the defense and responding in real time. And that's not just raw talent. That's mental processing speed. That's preparation. That's football IQ. And I'll be real with you, every single time he took a snap, it felt intentional. Like every rep mattered. And I think that's what set him apart. It wasn't about making a flashy play here and there. It was about stacking consistent, high-level reps. The kind of reps that make coaches lean back and go, we might have something here. Now let's talk about this promotion, because this ain't just symbolic. This isn't about giving the young guy a bone or seeing what he's got. No, this is a calculated move. The Browns want to see what Shedeur Sanders can do when he's working with the top guys, when he's got Amari Cooper running routes, when he's got the first team O-line protecting him, when the speed and intensity are turned all the way up. That's what first team reps are about, and he's earned them. He didn't get handed anything. You earned it, and I gotta shout this out because Shedeur's mindset through this whole process has been honestly inspiring. When he wasn't getting reps, when he was standing on the sideline, he didn't pout. He didn't let his body language show frustration. He stayed locked in. He said something during OTAs that really stuck with me. He said, you've got to understand the situation you're in. Whether you're getting reps or not, you can take it negatively or you can use it to push yourself harder. And man, that's a professional mindset. That's someone who gets it. That's someone who understands that your opportunity might not come when you want it, but it will come. And when it does, you better be ready. And clearly he was. And now that the door is cracked open, he's not just walking through it. He's kicking it off the hinges. There's this real momentum building around Shedeur right now, and you can feel it. The coaching staff is energized. The teammates are responding to him. Even the doubters, and I mean people who were. Vocal critics like Mary Cat and a few others in the media, they're flipping. They're finally giving him his due. Not long ago, Dillon Gabriel was the guy most people had locked in as QB1. And look, Gabriel's a good player, no hate there. Let's be real, the tide has shifted. The momentum is with Shedeur. Yep. Don't get promoted ahead of a guy like that during a live move the ball period unless something significant is going on. But that's the kind of test coaches use to evaluate quarterbacks under pressure. And when the Browns lined up, Shedeur was ahead of Dillon. That's not a drill, that's a message. And I'm not the only one picking up on it. Cornelius, one of the most respected guys on the roster, recently made a comment that stuck. With me, he said, there's a hell of a competition with everyone competing, but especially Shedeur. And if you saw the clip, if you saw his tone and the way he delivered it, that wasn't some media soundbite. That was real recognition. That was earned respect. You could see it in the body language. Shedeur isn't just making noise, he's making believers out of the locker room. And even off the field, man. This guy's winning people over. From what I've heard, the veterans love him. He's not just talented, he's humble. He's coachable, he listens. He's building relationships with guys like Nyoku, with Mike, with the vets who've been around. And that kind of chemistry, that's priceless. You can't fake that. You can't manufacture it. You've either got that leadership spark or you don't, and Shedeur clearly does. I've even seen mixed up clips of him interacting on the sideline, cracking jokes, asking the right questions, soaking it all in, and those little things matter. That's how a young quarterback earns the trust of the locker room. That's how he becomes a leader, not just a player. Analysts are starting to talk now. The tone has shifted. People are starting to realize Shedeur isn't just. In this quarterback competition, he's coming for it. He's not content being a backup. He's not here to hold a clipboard and wait for someone to go down. He wants the job, and the way he's playing, he might just take it. So here's where we stand. Training camp is right around the corner, and Shedeur Sanders is walking in. With first-team reps, growing respect, and a real shot at taking the QB1 job, and honestly, I'm here for it. I love a story like this. A guy who doesn't complain, doesn't chase the hype, just puts his head down and earns everything. Going to call him the best value of the entire NFL season. Think about that for a second. A fifth-round quarterback being called the biggest bargain in the league, that's not normal. That doesn't happen unless there's something really special going on, and every single day, that hype keeps building. Slowly at first, and now, it's picking up speed. You can feel it. It's not just chatter anymore, it's becoming a serious conversation. We might be witnessing the early stages of something big here, like trajectory changing big. Not just for Shedeur, but for the entire Browns organization. So, please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Then James Jones steps in with his take. And look, when someone like James Jones speaks, I listen. Hey, this guy's played the game, he's been in locker rooms, he knows what greatness looks like up close, and he didn't mince words at all. He said flat out, Shedeur Sanders is the best option. For the Cleveland Browns right now, not next year, not with more development. Now, he even went further, he said. There's nobody on this Browns roster playing at the level Shedeur's playing at, and that hit me. Because that's not just support, that's confidence. He's not saying Shedeur could maybe be something one day, he's saying, put this kid in. He's your guy. That kind of endorsement from someone who's been on the field and understands what it takes, that's rare. James Jones made it clear. Shedeur isn't just fighting for a roster spot or hoping to get some snaps in garbage time. He's not just a rookie project anymore. No, he's the most ready quarterback they've got. That's huge. And then just when I thought the buzz couldn't get any louder, Stephen A. Smith jumps into the conversation. You know, things are heating up when Stephen A. starts talking quarterbacks. He doesn't talk about every up-and-coming player. But he made it a point to bring up Shedeur. And you know what? He didn't just talk about potential. He came in with stats, hard numbers. When Stephen A. hits you with both emotion and data, that's when you know it's real. He said Shedeur's the best statistical option at QB, and that's no exaggeration. Let's break it down. 71% completion rate for his career, and just last season, he completed 74% of his passes. That's elite, especially when you factor in what he was dealing with. He got sacked 42 times last year. Let that sink in. He still completed nearly 3/4 of his passes, even while getting hit that much. And if you zoom out, over the last 2 years,